Turn that
Thank you so much, Mick. And it's 8:38 and a little frost on the pumpkins. Starting to feel like maybe we might get some of that. Matt Hiller, you're a pumpkin expert out there. You've got so many pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns and skeletons, and
we do.
You've got it all at the castle in Muskogee.
We do. We have something for everyone at the castle, so you should come out and check it out.
I went out and loved the ghost stories again. I love sitting by the fire. It's a great place to go and just kind of relax for a few minutes, take a load off, maybe finish your beverage. Or I had the chicken poppers, really good food, and just enjoyed those and enjoyed some of the scary stories that were out there. It's kind of fun.
And that's one of the free things that you can do at the castle is go to the ghost stories by the campfire. Wait for your event to happen, and with our new line system, you should be able to get a text when it's time to go get in line, a short line, instead of standing in a huge long line all evening.
You can do that and then go check out some of the stories by the fire and the campfire, and really it's
actually stop and have a bite to eat and relax for a minute.
Chicken poppers.
Oh man, we've got great food out at the castle, and lots of gift shops and other entertaining things as well.
And you have many shows, don't you?
Yes, I brought, David Smith came down with me today. He's he's on the chessboard stage.
David Brian Smith, that is.
.com, that's right, yeah.
Hypnotist.
And what do you do, David?
And hypnotizing.
What is your show like?
Well, it's a family-oriented hypnosis show where I use the power of your own imagination to make you the best comedian, make you the best actor, maybe even the best dancer that you possibly could.
Gosh, Cliff, you need him.
Yeah, maybe I could learn to dance, right?
You could. We do a little thriller action going on there because it is Halloween. And
that's awesome. And you get a group of people to do this.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
As many people will actually fit on the stage. My show pretty much fills up pretty big, so get there early and you might be able to be one of my guests on stage. I call it guests instead of like the subject of some type of experience.
A victim.
Right. Well, you're guests on my stage like you're guests in my home. And I say I would never ever purposely embarrass anyone. I kid a little bit because I don't know what would embarrass you, but I do know what would embarrass me. So no barking like dogs, or clucking like chickens, or clucking like dogs, or
acting like strippers,
chickens,
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
People worry about that, don't they?
They do. So I treat them like guests in my home.
What are some of the myths of hypnotists that you would like to solve? This is like totally not true.
Well, many people say that hypnosis is relaxation, and relaxation is a benefit of hypnosis, but it's not actually the part of hypnosis that actually makes things happen. Hypnosis is a concentrated state of awareness, and each and every one of us goes through this state of awareness each and every day. It's the body's natural way of getting rid of some of the stress and excess message units that we take in. And it looks like this in real life, like you're driving down the road and you're thinking about something, concentrating, of course, and then you pull up in your driveway and all of a sudden it's like, wow.
I've done that!
Yeah, was I even stopping at that last stop?
I know!
Or in sports they call it the zone. Right? So when the person is throwing that pass or making that jump shot, and they can concentrate to the point where they cut out everything else, it's the way that most people are the very, very successful ones, the difference between making $100 a game and $1 million a game. Those people that can shut all that stuff off and really pay attention and focus in will be better athletes.
I believe in this. I took a shower when I was 18. I woke up yesterday as like my dad's dad. I mean, it's like the scariest thing ever. It's like, what happened all that time in between? How did I become this guy? But it's kind of that way. You can do it when you're driving.
Yes.
And because that happens so many times, you'll get in the car and you're paying attention, you're driving, but you just don't remember that drive.
Right. There's a phenomenon called hypnotic amnesia. And I work in about 5 different states of hypnosis. The light stage, the medium stage, the deep stage, the deeper than the deep stage, and the deeper than the deeper than the deep stage. Well, it's actually the hypnoidal, cataleptic, somnambulistic, coma, and Esdale stage. She's looking at me like, oh my God, he actually knows what he's talking about.
There will be a quiz, Katie, just in a second. So, a lot of times people might be afraid to go to a hypnotist show because they're afraid you're going to make them look stupid.
Or they just want to observe.
Exactly.
They don't want to be participating.
Exactly. Right, but I guarantee you that if you come on stage that you will you'll be treated like royalty and really have a wonderful time. In fact, in the beginning of my show, I hypnotize everybody in the crowd just to give them an idea of what that phenomenon feels like. Because many times people say, oh, I wasn't quite sure if I was under or not. But because they just don't realize what it feels like. I mean, it's just when you're watching TV and you're thinking about, you're watching in there and all of a sudden somebody's talking to you and you go, oh golly, I didn't even know you were talking to me. I was focused, my concentration was there.
My kids do that all the time. I'm talking to them all the time and they heard nothing.
And the suggestions are powerful too. You're watching the McDonald's commercial and all of a sudden it's like, I want some fries right now, you know?
Absolutely.
That's cool. So your show runs multiple times. How can someone guarantee they're going to come out and see your
And you
show?
have to get tickets.
Well, you do have to get tickets, and they have family passes, I think, that have a ticket built into it. And there are two other acts on stage too, Mark the Escapologist and the Jester Rejects, which are absolutely fantastic acts. The Jester Rejects are fun because they seem a little goofy, but they are really talented jugglers. In fact, they're one of the only acts in the country that actually juggle 8 clubs, along with fire too. And Mark the Escapologist is an award-winning escape artist and does some really crazy things going on there. He acts a little goofy on stage, but again, he is just smart as a whip.
I'm worried about that show because if he finally gets away, the show's over, right?
Yeah, well, you know, he'll come back.
He does come back. and that is on the chessboard stage. And you can go there, when they stamp your hand immediately when you
Yes.
go in. So you can go in, watch a show. If you get text to go to an event, you can leave there, come back again multiple times. There's no limit of the re-entry times you can get onto the chessboard stage.
Yeah, so you can go out. The new ticketing system is really, really cool. So they will text you when you have something going on, and you can go do your event and then come back and have a little entertainment. And then, you know, if you get the stamp, then you go out and do another event, and then come back and see some more entertainment. And it's just a good family entertainment fun. So.
It sounds like so much fun. It's always fun at the Castle of Muskogee. You guys work overtime on getting great food and great entertainment, and so much of it. It's crazy.
We work hard.
You really do. I know you do. And it starts well in front of October every year. And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
constantly working on it.
We shut down the castle and started building the inside haunts the beginning of August. Or,
Right.
well, actually, right when fireworks season stopped because we didn't have any rentals available. And we build the stuff when it's hot outside. We build inside and then move to the outside stuff when it cools down a little bit.
We're here with Matt Hiller, the Castle of Muskogee, and hypnotist David Brian Smith joining us on the air. If you're just tuning in, wondering what in the world's going on here, well, it's all at the Castle. Third weekend this weekend. It's open Fridays and Saturdays only, and will not be open on Halloween this year.
And you know that is Friday 13th.
I know, I saw that. We were talking about that yesterday. Oh my gosh, so there could be
If
some
you're worried
special
about
things.
it, just have David hypnotize you to tell you that on Friday the 13th everything is going to be okay.
You know, actually, we had a younger guest who was really scared of some of the clowns, and I went over and did a few magic tricks for him because I do that kind of stuff at the beginning of the opening gate, and told him the suggestion was I gave him a card with my name on it and said this will protect you from all the zombies. All you have to do is just hold it up there, and he was no longer scared. Had a really great time. And really powerful, changing people's lives with a few magic words.
David, how powerful is the mind, each person's mind? Because
Nathan says
you
hello.
are controlling the
Nathan
mind,
says
you're
hello, huh?
suggesting.
Correct.
What have you
correct.
seen the mind do? The thing that probably over your hypnotist career may have baffled you the most?
Well, you know, I do both people hypnosis and stage hypnosis, and I've hypnotized over 30,000 people in my career. I've helped people with pain management, fears, phobias, fear of spiders, fear of needles. I had a person that was diabetic that she could not take the insulin because when she was small, the needle was like 3 feet long to her as a 6-year-old
Wow.
child. So I
Planned it right there, didn't
yeah,
it?
I regressed her back in time so that she could look at it from the eyes of an adult, and so the needle was only like an inch or 2 long. She was within 15 minutes she was fine, could do her insulin, and it
Amazing.
actually saved her life.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
And see, that is crazy. It's the power of the mind. So we're kind of like the elephant and the rope, aren't we?
Yes, I'm not quite sure the story of the elephant.
Well, the elephant is held by a small rope when
Yes,
it's small, and it believes
exactly.
that small rope will always hold it. And so when you go to circuses and things, many elephants are just held by a rope, and it's only their brain power.
Yes.
If they just were to run and move at all, really, they could jerk the post and everything out of the ground and be free, but they don't believe they can.
Absolutely. And
We're the same way.
you are. And so sometimes, you just have to have somebody that believes in you and can give you some powerful suggestions to break those old patterns. So I call it scratching the record, so it doesn't play the same way the whole time. Once you scratch that record, because each and everything that happens to us, it forms a pattern in our mind, and when it replays, that pattern clicks back in. Everybody has this what I call the breakup song, right? One song that whenever it was, it happens, and all of a sudden you get sad, that kind of thing. And you can scratch that record and no longer go back to that point in time again, and no longer be sad, or no longer have those same nagging problems happen to you. So it's very, very powerful.
Interesting guy, interesting show, interesting subject, interesting place, the Castle of Muskogee.
It is that. It is definitely an interesting
So
place.
do you play the guitar too as you do this
I
entertainment?
do. Not at this particular show, but I've been doing singer-songwriting stuff for 55 weeks now. I started in August of last year. Just decided for my own benefit and my own furthering my own career, I wanted to write songs and play the guitar a little bit better. So and after about 6 months in, I decided I like this so much that I started to incorporate it into my act.
I like your thinking, because you can go to the crowd and go, you will like this song, you will buy this song, you will buy the album, and you'll also buy a t-shirt. Thank you very much.
Well, not only that, but all music really is hypnosis, because we're feeling that, we're getting an emotional connection to the music, and you can literally change more people's lives through the power of music than than people that come see my stage show. So.
Right.
I like
David,
that.
welcome to Muskogee. Thanks for being here this morning. And Matt, okcastle.com, that's the place to go. Get your tickets in
That's
advance.
correct.
You can really save a lot of time in lines if you just go to that website.
Yep, go to okcastle.com and it'll explain all of the 11 events that we have going on there. Well, I consider the village an event just because the people watching is fantastic. So many people come out in costume, and it's just fun to look at the interesting costumes that people have created.
there's
or the
so
ones that
much
they've
going
come
on.
out with.
And the staff, I mean, we have a large staff that is street characters and people that are inside the different attractions. I think we have 11 different attractions and probably 37 haunted houses, because I'm kidding. It seems like every around the corner is a haunted
like a
house with
bunch of
all sorts of stuff going on.
It really is.
Well, guys,
It's a lot
thanks
of
for
fun.
being here this morning. And are you going to do the release now when we go to the commercial break?
You will enjoy this radio station more than any other radio station you've ever listened to because of the talented people that are here.
Oh.
See, you thought I was going to plug my show, huh?
I
Okay.
hope yeah.
Gentleman
Thanks for-
Hypnotist, America's Gentleman Hypnotist. I didn't get that title for nothing.
That's awesome. Thank you for being here, David. Matt, of course, you too. Anything you want to throw in
Thanks
here?
for bringing him.
This is actually the last weekend for David.
Yeah,
so
so.
if you want
Okay,
to see
yeah.
him, you got to make it out this weekend and
All the way back to the chessboard stage, right? You go to a trail of blood and take a right instead of a trail.
Okay.
Only at the castle can you have an address like that.
That's
it.
right.
That's awesome, guys.
That is cool.
Let's go get a picture. Sure. Very good. Very interesting.